Welcome back to Liberty Nation TV. This is Scott Cosenza, and I'm here with Graham Noble. And we're talking about Graham's article on the special election to fulfill Pennsylvania's 18th district congressional seat. And Graham, this is between Mr. Lamb and Mr. Saccone. And currently, as I checked before we went to video, the Ballotopedia says that the latest count is 627 votes. Separating the two, with Mr. Lamb in the lead. The Democrats have declared victory in the special election, but the sort of final results, I guess, from the Pennsylvania Secretary of State haven't been announced. So what's holding that up, and what are the chances now that Connor Lamb will be declared the winner of that election?
Well, Scott, I think Connor Lamb is going to be the final winner here. They are still, as far as I understand it, waiting for some provisional and absentee ballots to be counted. But also there's a bigger issue with potential voting irregularities. The Republican Party has said that they have found some irregularities, and they are actually moving to try to, I believe, impound some of the voting machines. So this could go on for a little while yet, but I think ultimately, I think possibly at some point, Saccone actually might simply concede.
Mm-hmm. And since this was a special election to replace a congressman who resigned, how long is the winner going to serve in the House before the citizens of the 18th district will again have to go to the polls to elect a new congressperson?
Well, it's interesting, Scott, that you actually mentioned the 18th district, which is, of course, what we're talking about. But under normal circumstances, obviously what would happen, because a special election, that whoever is the victor and takes that seat in the House of Representatives is going to face a re-election race again in the next midterms, which, of course, is in November. However, there's an additional factor here to make it even more interesting, is that Pennsylvania is currently in the middle of a redistricting fight.
A vicious redistricting fight, I think it's fair to say, right?
A vicious one indeed. And of course, what that means is, without getting into all the legal back and forth, but essentially the current status is that the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court has actually taken it upon itself to draw up a new district map, which is causing all kinds of implications, including constitutional implications. But all that aside, what it basically means is that the current 18th district will no longer be the 18th district. It has actually been redrawn. The boundaries have been redrawn, and it will actually become the 14th district. What was the 14th district, which was actually Pittsburgh, will become the 18th district. So some interesting complications there.
And in fact, there could be some third new, in other words, that map may not even be the one that is used when it comes time, right? I mean, it seems like these things are in flux very much in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this has been ongoing for a while. The current map that's been used was drawn up in 2011. The Democrats said that the Republicans gerrymandered it, but for a state Supreme Court to actually take on the authority to itself,
yes,
to actually redistrict the state, that could be a potential problem.
Right.
There.
Well, Grant, both parties are sort of trying to spin the result to benefit themselves. The Democrats saying that this is a wave of anti-Republican, anti-Trump sentiment that, they're hoping obviously will carry them forward to win massive gains in November. And the Republicans are saying that Mr. Saccone was a lackluster candidate with a number of problems, up to and including his personal grooming choices with his mustache. What do you have to say, Graham, with your analysis, please?
Well, it is so difficult, really. I mean, both sides have got a point. I would say that ultimately, what counts is which party ends up with the seat. So right now, I think the Democrats are in a better position to claim victory. But of course, it's an outlier, because what many Republicans, including House Speaker Paul Ryan, have said, is true. And that is that Connor Lamb essentially almost ran as a Republican. So they're not going to be able to come up with a lot of those candidates around the country where it counts to win. So, you know, it's a tricky one. But ultimately, you know, a win is a win. And right now, the Democrats look like they're going to take that seat.
The last word from Graham Noble. You can read his more in-depth analysis of this on LibertyNation.com. And thank you for joining us on Liberty Nation TV. This is Scott Cosenza. Bye-bye.